I'm gonna start the live off the same way. Hey, good afternoon, y'all. Man, it's just one of those mornings. I kid you not. One of those afternoons, one of those days. I just kid you not. I went live. My computer was acting a fool. I looked up. I said, "Wait a minute. It's uh, it's 11:05. I'm 5 minutes past the time I was gonna start. Let me just go ahead and go in on my phone. As soon as I start on my phone, I look on the screen and it's showing me like enter studio. So I was okay. Let me enter the studio. But I forgot because I started it on my phone. If I shut down that one, it's gonna shut down the live. So I said, let me just start over. This is too annoying. I don't mind making mistakes, and I don't even mind making mistakes that people say. Because just like you could see it, I could see it too, and then I could fix it. Hey, Heidi, I had to restart my live. I done gave a whole scheduled live, and then, Alexander Day. How you doing today, sis? I tell you, when you had that live the other day talking about your granddaughter and teenagers, I just remember that. Ugh, I remember being a teenager. Then I remember having them teenagers, honey. And then I just think about like the teenagers now in my life, and so, but I always think it's great for them to have someone who loves them unconditionally, that they can trust and they can talk to and they can open up to. I always think that's a great thing when I have those relationships with kids. You know where I got to take it somewhere else, and when it's just between us, and because that you're gonna give them the guidance that they need to hear. So I just love that. I love it. I love it. How is your granddaughter doing today? How are you doing? You said you good? Yeah, but Heidi, right now it's probably just me and you in here. I just, like I said, I literally had to start it, but today I was like, you know what? I want to go live before I go out. I'm going to see my auntie. They always a good thing. I don't go every time for the visits. Hey, Marianne, good morning, sis. How you feel? Good afternoon, sis. How you feeling? I want it to be morning, y'all, so let it be morning. It still is, I guess, but some people gonna be like, it's afternoon. It's just past 11. But it's still morning for me. Some people sometimes I used to sometimes get up at 10. I miss those days. I miss miss being able just to do that. But yeah, I was going to see my auntie today, and I was like, you know what? Before I go, let me go live early, so just in case, you never know what the day is gonna bring, And I feel like some days I think it's gonna be um all day I'm on here day. I literally will wake up sometimes and think that, like, oh, I'll go live, then I'm gonna go live again, and I'm gonna go live again. But being a day never goes like that. So today I was like, you know what? Let's just start early. See how everybody doing this Saturday. It's the weekend. Are you off? Are you working? Are you hanging out? Are you going to the grocery store today? Are you barbecuing? What are you doing? What are you doing today? No, like I said, I'm going to see my auntie today. I'm excited about that because I feel like any moment to see her is a great moment. You know what I mean? It's a great moment. Outside of my mom, I have two living aunties. So anytime I can actually see and touch them, to me is a great time. I feel them all the time. I really do. Because, see, one thing I'm real strong about is your bloodline. Good or bad. Good or bad, it's your bloodline. It's that chain, you know what I mean? So I can change the things that's going on in this bloodline. I could keep them the same and let it keep going, but it's something about my blood. Like I tell people, they run through me. And some people are say, oh, well, blood is thicker than water. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that when it comes to my blood, right or wrong, they run through me. You know what I mean? So there's a love, but when I get to my aunties, my great aunties, now what's funny is I have some great aunties who are still alive. I do, I do, I do, I do, I do, I do, I do. I have some great uncles still alive too, and so I'm blessed. But I really, when it comes to my bloodline, my ancestors, like that, that's a part of me. So it's just always a good day to see one of them. It's always a good day. And I just tell you, when I see my auntie Terry, I'm blessed she's my auntie. I'm blessed. I'm blessed because I was so young seeing her that the thought of me making fun of somebody because of their mental capacity, or to make fun of someone because of their looks, um, or because maybe they weren't, they might have had deformities, but to ever do that, I wouldn't, because it hurt my heart to think of somebody doing it to her now. Even when I think about, man, I love to put a video, no matter what part of social media it is, with her. But I know the rage and bull that'll come out to protect her. And sometimes the best protection can get is keeping that away. Because see, here's the thing, my auntie could never go read those things and they hurt her. But you hurt her, you hurt me. You hurt me, you hurt my mama. You hurt my mama, you hurt my eight aunties and them. You hurt them, you hurt all of us. I live in that lane. And so I'm going to protect what's mine. But see, if you think I'd hesitate to give you an image of her, no. Because in your hatred, it'll make me love her more too. So that's it. But like I said, the reason I don't post her like that is because, one, I feel like you should be in a place where you want to be on. Because I know people who will tell you, don't put me anywhere on social media. It's not where I want to be. You know what I mean? So if you don't have a choice. But my auntie, no, if I put the camera, that's a picture definitely for my memory, for my books, for my life. But yeah, so I'm excited about today, y'all. Sorry for getting off into that long tangent, but when I think about things like that, they're blessings. They're blessings because I love her. I love her no different than I love my other aunties. Don't tell them. I hope they never see this. Maybe I love her more because she makes me love more. Like just her makes me love more. I love her so much. I really do. So I'm excited to go see her today. And I'm a strong believer too that when any of us go by, it gives the love of all of us. I don't walk in and just think about me. We're going to speak on everybody. It's a love because we all love you. We all do. And I do know that sometimes it's hard for people to go see people like that. And sometimes it's just, you're so busy and maybe they're so far away. So when one goes, it brings the blood, like I said, because our blood runs through each other. So it brings us all in a place to me for a moment. So I'm excited. I am excited about that. These weeks are going so fast, guys. Keep me lifted. Send that good energy toward me. This place I saw, put in the application, things seem to be going pretty good, but I know what's meant for you is meant for you. And sometimes it's just to take you to a place of knowing it's coming. I want you to feel it and know that it's coming. So either way it goes, I just know that right now it's about to be, a shift, a change. And so I'm just trying literally to just take it one step at a time. I'd love to tell you I take it one day at a time, but I don't. I would really be lying. I take it one step at a time, 1 hour at a time, one moment at a time. You know what I mean? Because I've had it shift on me in 30 minutes. Like it's happy, in a good mood, you get some bed and just shift the whole thing. So I take it one moment at a time. That's all I can do. I'm so on my Lady Gaga radio this morning. This morning I woke up, and I actually woke up thinking about Pink. Just thinking about Pink, thinking about how strong her music was, how, man, I felt like, especially Pink's first album, I just felt like she was speaking to the woman, like, be yourself. I'm going to be me. Bump all this other stuff. I'm not going into these images you want. And I was like, look at Pink. And then as she evolved and everything else, I was like, oh my goodness, look at Pink. I love Pink. So while I was listening to Pink radio, Lady Gaga came on. And it was Lost in a Bad Romance. Oh my God, y'all. I used to love that song. So it came on. And when it came on, I said, you know what? I feel like doing some back and forth with Pink and Pink and Lady Gaga. And when I was listening, I'm just like, you know what I love? Is that these are two bad beats who both are just their self. So even when Lady Gaga, what did she come out that time? Like I can't even tell you what she came out. It was almost like a skin outfit or something. I said, what is Lady Gaga? What is she doing? What is she doing? I watch some of her videos sometimes and be like, I don't know where it's going. But I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you that you kind of got this like hip hop rock. Hip hop rock, you know what I mean? Just a whole style about you. And I'm like, I love it because you're you. And when we come out here and we see the women, they got to conform to something. You'd be like, "Is her skin getting lighter? What is going on? Like, who is she? I don't know anymore. Their music." So I just was like, "Oh my goodness, I love the strength in them. I love the power in them. I love when Pink was even going through her divorce. She was making music to make you say, 'Girl, I know I feel it too. I'm leaving them too, girl. Because I'm not leaving them because I don't love them. I'm leaving them because I do." And because I'm not gonna settle. And because I said, well, wait a minute, so when it comes to Pink and Gaga, when it comes to music, y'all, I could go anywhere with this. We can go anywhere with this. Don't worry, I'm gonna start throwing in some Beethoven or that. We gonna go everywhere with this. Because the music is gotta go everywhere. And sometimes you're gonna, like I said, if I put two artists up, you better believe I respect and love both of them. You know what I mean? That's the truth. There's no lose. And even if you pick neither, you didn't even know who neither is. Maybe you'll go listen and you'll like. Maybe you won't. Maybe you'll go listen to them and it'll remind you of something else you like. I don't know, but it's just to bring that music. I love music. I love it. I love it. I love the power of it. I just love music. But just what did I think about your conversation with the teenager? Heidi, the truth of the matter was, what I couldn't get past when I was listening to your story was just thinking about how powerful it is when teenagers can actually come and talk to you. Even if they just open it up a little bit. I thought about that and I thought about how wonderful it is to have that relationship with your grandma. So then I started reminiscing on my grandma and wishing that, my grandma did live until I was an adult. And just wishing that there were times I just sat down and had conversations with her and stop thinking like, man, she don't understand. She don't know. It's not her era. It's not. But I wish I could have talked to her. But I'm glad that even when we couldn't express, no, thank you, sir. No, thank you, sir. Thank you. That's a good boy. He's a good boy. Um, and thinking about how I'm glad that even at the time when I wasn't listening to her, well, I'm gonna say when I didn't hear her, I was actually listening to her. And that those words. So I thought about how powerful that was. So it just put me in this whole grandmother's hands, grandmother's love, um, teenagers having someone to talk to, someone that sometimes it's so hard because they'll start telling us something and we'll start shutting down or trying to open them up or explaining what we know and we don't really hear them. So when I heard that, I was just like, man, Heidi just doesn't know how just having this conversation on here is something so powerful for many. For many, even when we reflect back to raising our teenagers, you know what I mean? And just thinking about the power of having somebody who cares. So that's what I got completely out of your conversation with your granddaughter. And I'm sure, look, and I'm sure, because, teenagers, y'all, teenagers, they will shut down with adults, especially those adults that like parentals to them. They will shut down with you so quick. Like, oh my goodness, you'll make a face. And the other side, you didn't like or you didn't agree or you got something to say. They decided they know what you're gonna say. It's so much with them. So whatever they have a bond, even when they have bonds with me, when I have lots of bonds with younger people, and I always make sure I'm never gonna stray them wrong because one day somebody's gonna be talking to my kids. And so, hey, my Emma Lou, I was actually getting ready to send you the link, and then I got all long winded. Hey, there, Queen of O'Hare. Hey, sis. Hey, sis. Good morning. Good morning. And good afternoon to whoever is an hour above me. Good afternoon. Um, but yeah, and so even like with that, Heidi, I was thinking, man, that's the stuff I'm talking about when I think of the creators and the powers you have. And you may think, oh, this isn't something big nobody cares about, but it could reach one person. It could make somebody who was talking to a teenager but not listening or whatever. Maybe they could have got like what I got out of it, and it make you listen a little more. It'll make me hear, even in those small conversations, that sometimes they are really saying something. And that's how you end up with those adults that are closed in. Those adults that as soon as they say something, they think people don't agree or people are ashamed of them or people are judging, they shut down. That's why even with young people, I do not believe in promoting sex with children. I do not. I'm talking about with them with each other. You know what I mean? I don't promote it. But when what I definitely make sure I'm always saying to the young men is please don't, even when we give it this name, it's a shame in itself, don't slut shame young ladies. Because behind what you're calling a promiscuous young lady could be an abused young lady. And this is the only way she knows how to not let anyone take it, is to give it away. You do not know. You could have a young lady who's just free about her body, and this is how she's going to move. But the shame we put on other people, they carry that baggage for a lifetime. So now you have somebody, now they all might as well be up in the what you call gang, because people gonna say I'm doing it anyway. Everybody gonna say I did them anyway. I might as well. Nobody else got respect for me. Why shouldn't I? Well, let me tell you something. The respect starts here. It starts with you. Like I said, you could be giving it away to every Tom, Dick, and Harry you want to, but honey, stand in that because it's yours. It's your, what they call it, a pocketbook. It's your pocketbook. If you loan your pocketbook out to everybody, that's on you. And I have to say that without, you know how some people say it and it's so condescending when they say, because they really mean you dirty slut. You's a scam. But you know what? The shame we put on young children is the same thing that we do with people who are in a place of not knowing where they fit, not knowing what their feelings are, not knowing that I might have had this feeling about something. That doesn't make me that. I'm going through a hormonal stage where everything might turn me on. I might be open to a bunch of stuff, and I'm mentally trying to register. Hold on. Hey, Spling. Nothing, doing a live. That's okay. I'll hit you back as soon as I'm done. All right. But and mentally they definitely aren't ready. But sometimes we'll be sitting around our homes. Some people are sitting around their homes talking about how they can't stand the LGBT community, and their child might be fighting. So this is someone who will never open up to you. So where they might have just had a thought, needed to talk, express how they feel, know that there's nothing wrong, that they are having feelings that they don't even understand right now. But you could have had that conversation with them. But people say, oh, if I do that, I'm promoting something. No, when you don't do that, you're promoting your children to go out and listen to whatever fool tell them anything. So if they tell them, oh, well, just, hey, let me tell you, just do this and do that. Or you're sending them to places you really say you don't want them to be, because that's the only people that's going to talk to them. That's the only people that understand them. That's the only people. And that's not to say that we make someone choose their sexuality. That's not what I'm saying at all. You have to be so delicate with this. What I'm saying is that we can help them navigate to where they don't have to go the wrong ways to get to the right way. They don't have to hide them to end up one day being them. They don't have to learn to resent me because they thought that I didn't love them, that these choices made me, if they were, if this girl was all for the boys, I'm thinking, oh, she's gonna be a skank. I can't stand her. I hate her. No, I don't. I would just hate for people to define you by what you were doing with your body. I would hate for people to belittle you because they thought you were, you know what I mean? That's what I wouldn't like. So we just have to learn how to communicate. So the more we open these walls of communication with the youth, the better this world's gonna be. Because a lot of them are missing communication. It's almost like back in the day when your parents wouldn't dare have a conversation with you about sex. They wouldn't dare talk to you. They wouldn't dare take a young girl to go get on birth control when that could prevent it. They would never do that. They would never do that. And we got generations of people hiding pregnancies, ashamed, doing things to them. You had a bunch of it. You know why? Because who did you talk to? And everybody seemed to be saying the same thing, who weren't even talking to you, so you just knew what they would say to you. You just knew. That's why people are in relationships, that they should be able to go to somebody and just say, I need you. And they don't. And it's times they're sitting with you and they're thinking about saying, you have no idea what's going on. But sometimes the way we talk about things, people will be like, I wouldn't open up to you because I know what you think about this. I know how you feel. That's what people will do. I've seen it. I've had people do it to me. And I'd be like, no, that's not how I felt about it. I'm sorry, but I had to realize how I was communicating. So all this is communication. But when I think about the youth, I just think about us communicating with them more. And no, I'm not about to sit down with no short and be like, oh, you know what, honey, let me tell you something. First time you get it off, you go, no, that's not the conversation I'm telling anyone to have with any child. But but we need to have some conversations about a bunch of things. And even though your granddaughter wasn't talking about that, just when you're going through this hormonal stage, people think hormones mean that it's horny teenagers. No, I learned when I started having a hormonal imbalance because I had both of my ovaries removed before I was 21 years old. So when I had that happen, my hormones were off. And I learned that that changed your moods on sadness, happiness, eating, lots of things. It changed me on a lot of things. It changed my body on wanting to even get up some days. And when it was off some days, I didn't know what was going on with me, to tell you the truth. Because once again, we come from eras and generations where we communicate what we want to, but we don't communicate in all the places we need to give that information. And that's not, to judge anyone. It's just because you probably came from a generation that didn't talk about it either. You know, didn't really have those conversations. And then you had some people who do. Yes, we have to. We have to. Because if the youth is just going off what they see and the things they're hearing that are, like we say, viral, that got lots of clicks and views, most times they're getting the wrong message. They are completely getting the wrong message. If some young girls come on and they're just watching and they're sitting back and you don't know them, they just under the names and you thinking they're all adults and they're watching this, then they're saying, oh, well, I guess when I was thinking to be nice, old girl, I shouldn't, because these heifers going to be, just the messages we're sending out. If we still on here, think about it. It's women out here first of all, they say from your 40s up is a woman's sexual, you know what I mean? Like you really, because you're confident in your body, you know what I'm saying? It's a different thing. It's just a whole different thing. But look at it. We be around here all over, not just in this sector. I mean, slut shaming each other. And the worst part is we slut shaming each other and you don't really know what nobody. The only thing we know for a fact about each other in our sex lives is if you've said, I have 4 children. Well, I know you had at least sex 4 times. That's what I know. But outside of that, what do we know about each other? Sexually. But it be slut shaming. Girl, you had nothing. Girl, you was just on your back. I used to hate when people said that to people with multiple children. Oh, you love being on your back. What? It only take one time. So if you had 3 kids, you telling me that meant 3 times you loved being on your back? Because 3 times? Or when people say, because somebody had a kid back to back, you must, I see what you like doing. No, do you know how fertile you are when you first have a baby? He might touch you and get you pregnant. You know what I mean? Some of the thing is they should be telling you, girl, don't rush in. Fools rush in. Because you end up with kids back to back. Yeah, they'll be back to back to back, okay? Yeah, you know what? Queen of O'Hara, with Master P and his daughter, what I want to say about that is what makes that so sad to me is that when Master P and his wife were going through their divorce, for children, divorce, and pre-divorce, you know what I mean? It's hard because people act like people just walked up one day and was like, hey, let's get a divorce. All right, honey, let's sign those papers. Let's make it so sweet for the kids. You think it wasn't months of arguing, months of people not coming home. You know what I mean? It's stuff that was going on. So it puts an effect on anyone who was in that house watching it. And so most people pretend like they okay. And to me, when that was going on and they were just going in on each other and the children were pulled, even if they were older, pulled to sides. Now I'm definitely being pulled to choose. So when his daughter, so I'll never forget, they had it wasn't growing up hip hop. It was it wasn't called the Kings of Hip Hop, but it had Snoop, Master P, Jermaine Dupri, Damon Dash. Dang it. But they were all on there. And on that season, Master P was saying about his sister, his daughter, and he's brought up her addiction on that first, and then it would go over to growing up hip hop. But he brought it up on there first, and just saying how he had to do what he had to do better, because it seemed like her mother, her mother wasn't noticing, and he had to do this. And the one thing I know is when somebody's going through something like that, we can't keep pulling them into our shit, because when we're focusing on their shit, and that's not a knock on him as a parent at all, at all, at all. I think Master P is a great parent to his father, to his children, the best he could be. The best he could be. When I was watching Bout It and all his movies and watching his stories, and when my buddy was buying cassettes off of CDs off of Master P, when he was selling them out of trunks, you know what I mean? When he was going through LA and every place else, and we were like, who the heck is this dude? And all the time. You know what I mean? But so I never heard the story of his pops. So to see him doing that, I'm like, okay. And I got love for P. I definitely love me some C Murder. And I love Silk. But anyway, so then he brought her to go with Romeo to do some things, and I think she sung. I couldn't remember what she did, but he was trying to put her, and I thought, ooh, P, don't put her toward this industry, because this industry, is, if you could get anything for free when you're in the industry, it's going to be the D's. You could get those for free. Trust me. Matter of fact, they'll make bills up on you. Don't y'all remember what happened with Cash Money, BG and BG and my boy, the biggest one in them. They was running such a tab on they social recreational habits that they was looking for checks, and they was like, oh no, bro, you like 10 grand up in here, because you getting it, and it ain't cheap. But anyway, that's a whole nother story. But so he brings his daughter, and I was like, oh, Pete, please don't put her in this industry. It's not going to work. And then she's always going to feel shadowed to her brother. Like, please don't do this. But they brought her. It wasn't working. She had a relapse. They sent her in. And I've always kept like a lifting. But then I noticed, then they stopped speaking about it. So growing on hip hop would keep going on. Everything was going on. They just didn't mention her. They was going back about the whole thing with C Murder. She's nowhere there. And I'm thinking they probably just trying to keep her off of, once again, to protect her. And I believe that. So when I heard she passed, you just always are hoping that somebody can stop before it stops them. You hope that it can, so it's very sad, very sad. And as a parent, it's even sadder. And to come from New Orleans and come from the bottom and come from the street and come from all these things and think you got out, and one of the biggest things that's taking people down in New Orleans, drugs, is what would take your daughter. It's very sad. It's very sad. My prayers to Master P, my prayers to his ex-wife, my prayers to all of the children involved. It's just because they're all hurting, to all the aunties, the uncles, her friends, all those people. I hope that her life isn't in vain. And anyone who was around her doing that took her loss is a reason for them to start winning. I pray for that. I pray for that for her. I pray for that. I pray for that. I pray for them. Like I said, hey, Mary. Hey, Tina. Mm-hmm. Hey, Triple A. Hey, sis. Oh, and then Heidi, thank you for doing this coverage on what's the young man's name that you posted that was missing? I actually want to share it because sometimes you don't hear about these cases. Thank you for sharing. I heard that you shared. I believe you did that on Instagram because I want to share that about the young missing girl, and it's at Dallas or Houston. She's 12. So, like I said, we need to inform people about these things. It may not be in your state, but you need to hear about it. You need to know about it and just know, you know what I mean? Even if all I can do is send out prayers and good vibes, you know what I mean? A safe return, or, you know what I mean? That's, God, so much going on. And it's like you have these platforms. And yeah, we can sit here and talk about what each other do all day. And hey, you can have a moment of that. But then I need other moments. I need other moments. I love the lights people are shining. Oh, Jay Lee, he passed. Okay, it's Houston, Missouri City. Okay, that's where your brother lives. Hey, Bossy, hey, sis. Yeah, now that's the 12-year-old who's missing, correct? Yeah, guys. I mean, even if you're in your state and that's something, it's nothing to say it so we can know. It's somebody to pray for. It's somebody to think about. And like I said, I know people pray. I know some of the roughest, toughest that you wouldn't think even believe in something, they pray. You know what I mean? So, or they send good vibes out, they send out good energy, good thoughts, good words, good something. Something. They said it's power in the tongue. It's his power, so let's use it. Let's use it. Okay, Gail did the interview. Okay. Yes, Heidi. I love it. And don't get me wrong, like when you walk in Walmarts, I don't know if everybody's Walmart still does it, but I know Walmarts by me still do it. And they have the wall of the missing children. And what's sad is that some get so old from being up there that they almost cover them with the newer missing. It seems like that they say forget about them, but it goes on, and we must know. We have to know, because let me tell you something. When I was a kid and I saw the missing kids and the Adam story and everything else going on when I was a kid about missing kids and abducted kids and people talking about kids that was missing, you didn't even see it on the news, and you said, why ain't nobody talking about it? It made me think, who protects us? Sure, all of them had a mommy and a daddy. And so then you worry, like, our mommy and daddy's not, but they are. They are. They are. But see, the more because sometimes I don't want to hear nothing bad. Don't tell me nothing bad, because I don't even know if I don't know it, it's better. That's not true. I know people who say that about their health. I'd rather not know, because that sounds scarier. We need to know. We need to know so we can be aware. Because you never know. If you don't know, that car could have just drove right past you. That kid could have just walked right past you. But you didn't know. So what could you do? But when people know, that's how you get people that say, hold on a second, that looks like the little girl I just saw on the news yesterday. That's a little girl I done seen somebody posting on their book. See, that's how I've watched it over the last couple of years, especially during the pandemic. I had a friend in real life whose daughter became missing. Amber Alert out and everything. But let me tell you what really helped bring her back. It was that social media passing her picture, passing her picture, passing her picture. And one day somebody called and said, hey, I'm on the low end. And I seen that girl that I seen on social media. I've seen that girl. And here's where I seen. And you know what they got her? They got her home. They got her home. So sometimes we got to pass on. Let's use this shit for what it's worth. If YouTube got, I'm just making up a number, y'all. If YouTube got 200 million subscribers, and we start coming together, that's when you see the bosses say, hold on, share that missing child. And I'm gonna share that missing child on my thing. Just to put it out there. Just so you can see it. Hey, Sassy, hey, sis. I don't know, I can't see. Hey, my sis. But that's where we come in together. Hashtag Jay Lee, rest in peace. Oh, definitely, definitely. Mm. Yeah, and that's another thing. Sometimes these kids, girls and young boys, they're crying out to somebody to hear them so bad that they end up talking to the demon. They end up talking to the predator. They end up talking to the killer, trusting them, believing them, needing them. For hours they've been talking to them. And then I went here and then this happened. I saw this. I like this. I did and did all this shit. When I get around a young person, somebody say, "Oh, stop talking her ear off and leave her alone." I say, "I'm good. We rapping over here. What's going on? Keep it. Keep it. Keep talking. You know what I mean? Keep talking, because I'm still listening. I'm still here." in what we might call a foolish conversation. Let them be them. Even when kids are young and somebody be like, act like you 13. How do 13-year-olds act? Because when they act like adults, we tell them to act like a child. When they act like a child, we tell them to act older. Make up your, just let them be free. Hey, if you want to talk to me and say, I like comic books, I'm with it. Video games, I'm with it. You like to dance, let's dance. You like that music, man, and put you up on some music. You like, you know what I'm saying? We feed something with them. I don't play with the youth. I don't play about them. And when I think about, forget what you doing with your name. When I think about them, I want them to say, man, I know Danny, when she telling me something, she mean it. And when she get put to the test, she mean it. She mean it. She said she want to do better. She didn't care what people said. That doing bad is easy. Doing wrong is easy, y'all. Let somebody tell y'all doing wrong is hard. They lying. It's easy. It's easy. And here's the messed up part about it. Lots of times you going to win or think you won. So it make you think it's right. And it's hard to think it's wrong because sometimes you go do the right thing and things go wrong. You think, I might as well did it wrong. It would have been a lot easier. It would have been a lot better. But that's how you get messed up. Because see, when you're doing right and you're being right and you're trying to move right, don't make you perfect. Don't mean you don't make mistakes. But when you do that, what you learn is the energy from the universe start giving it back to you. And then occasionally, the universe reminds you that the people that you think would do it don't. But it says, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Do unto others, you know what I'm saying? You know, like, it don't say do it. Don't get me started. Don't get me, because then somebody will say, oh, Danny was trying to quote the Bible and she was doing this and she was doing that and she was doing that. You know what I look at the Bible as? Anybody. I look at it as a place where you can get a story to tell you how it can go wrong and how it can go right. And that's what it is for you. It's like when I watch the ID channel, I'm watching all these cases, I'm watching all these episodes of Snap, I'm watching all these episodes of this. It's telling me how this shit could go wrong, how you could be in the same thing this person was in, and it could end up right here. Now we telling your story. Now we telling your story. So I mean, that's how I look at those. So some of it sticks to me. Like, that's the truth. It gave me what you would call a blueprint. Ain't nothing going on that ain't happening. None of these Bibles. Y'all telling me these stories, but yet we still doing them. You know what I mean? So it's what you choose to do. Selfie. Hey, sis. Hey, sis. I swear every time I see your name, I'm going to say, hey, Selfie and JJ. But that's how people do me and my sister. You got to say both names, even when it be one of us. Sometimes they say both our names. I look around like, is she here? Is she here? They say, no, it's just I see one. I say them both. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. Oh, my goodness. But yeah, hey, Jolly Rancher. Hey. Now you going to have me go pull my Jolly Ranchers out now, huh? Apple's my favorite. And watermelon. A watermelon Jolly Rancher when I was a kid, boy. But the apple I loved because we used to stick them up in pickles. And then we so weird. We putting apple Jolly Ranchers in pickles with hot sauce. I mean, just these days I'm like, how did I eat that? I used to get Flaming Hots, put cheese on them. Sometimes I call them fancy Flaming Hots. I put cheese and meat on them, be eating. Today I'm like, I can't even do it. I could probably do the cheese instantly, but once that cheese cool off, you can throw the whole bag away. But yeah, I used to put get a bag of Flaming Hots or hot crunchy curls, and I put peppers, cheese, meat. Yeah, and then I wonder how I had all them gallstones. Don't get me started, y'all. Don't get me started. Don't judge. This from somebody who was just eating pizza and tamales for breakfast yesterday. Like, I'm so bad sometimes. Oh, Jolly Rancher. But yeah, guys, like I said, but wow, man, how's everybody doing on this Saturday though? Whenever I wake up on a Saturday, I don't know about y'all, but do y'all remember when you was a kid and you woke up on a Saturday and you were just excited it was Saturday. It was no school, or you would, well, some days, well, it depends because we used to have to wake up and do Saturday chores and so that'd be a good part of a Saturday because I mean those were real chores. My grandma said, "Oh no, we don't clean under the stove with nothing but a toothbrush. You know, we're gonna get the legs." So you're like, oh, I don't know, is it that dirty from last week? Like, I mean, what are you cooking up in here? I need to know. I need to know. Does everything have to be white glove approved? Like, I mean, is it okay to have a little dust? You know, but other than that, I'd wake up very happy. Great cartoons coming on in the morning. Then there was a time I was in a bowling league, so I loved waking up, getting ready for my bowling league, seeing my buddies. Just Saturday mornings or some Saturday mornings after we did our chores and ate breakfast, we would go, and that's the day we went to the grocery store. My mom, we would run errands, and then she'd always get us something. So I just loved a Saturday. I knew me and my sister and mom, if we went to the grocery store, we was going to Cub Food. Yeah, we was going to Cub, we was going to Aldi, and we was going to we were gonna go to Taco Bell. You know what I mean? We always loved our Taco Bell back then. So like I said, just so some days I wake up on a Saturday and I have that feeling like a little kid, just excited. The sun is out. Can we get back from our errands early enough so I can go outside and play? You know, just this happiness as a kid, loving to hear the music, loving, because my mom, you knew it was time to get up and clean up, because the Temptations was coming on. Did you hear the OJs in the background? Oh my goodness, I knew it was time to clean up. I knew we was gonna jam out, cleaning up, excited. You know, I don't know. That's how they make us happy. My grandma put some glazed donuts in the oven and toast them a little bit. And you be always like, ooh, if it ever a donut in Then as soon as you got done, she was like, go put on your cleaning stuff. You say, go put on cleaning stuff. Is that what you got me with that donut? She done tricked me with a donut, y'all. Not my grandma donuts. To this day, somebody heat up a glazed donut. I'm like, okay, what is it you need me to do? What we cleaning? They be like, what you talking about? I'm like, oh, sorry, flashbacks. Every time I get a toasted glazed donut, I think we about to do our chores. Y'all ain't shit. Oh yeah, so boy, them Saturday morning, and then you'd be like, hold on, grandma. So we doing the walls, the floors. Okay, somebody tell me this wasn't just you. My grandma do the kitchen floor without a mop. I said, wait. So I'm finna clean this thing from there to cleaning me out on my knees. I see why women say, I'm not going on my knees. Yep. I can't make this up, y'all. I can't make this up. You say, wait a minute. And then when I was a shorty, I thought it took an hour or so for the floors to dry, because I kid you not, you clean that floor, we couldn't step on it. I mean, but it seemed like hours. Like, wait, is it still drying? It looks dry. Because I mean, it looks so doggone spotless. It looked wet, but I know it's dry. And she said, don't you dare. I said, did you just walk in this house and have your shoes still on? I said, I'm sorry. I bet I planned on going back out. Y'all know you didn't, because you don't run in and out. She said, wait a minute. Then how do I go to the bathroom? I said, wait, she said don't run it in and out, but I got to use the bathroom. You gonna have me peeing my hands on there? I'm gonna get in real trouble. They gonna say, she outside peeing this little heifer. No, she got bathrooms in the house. Oh, Saturday mornings. Yeah. They had to try it. Wait, so then you had this era as a teenager where you was lazy than a mofo. You said, I ain't clean shit. Take out the garbage, I'm slinging it in the garbage can. You doing quick mops. Say, see, this is what grandma didn't know. Just mop it every day. And you don't have to do all that on the floor. But then you realize one day when you was down picking up something off the ground, like, I see why she used to get down here. That's when I knew I was getting older. I see, oh, the leg on this stove. You know what? I do need to pull the stove on out. I do need to clean it that way. And now you understand. See, you understand. You overstand. Now I'm like, now I understand. I was such a bad little child to not understand. Wait, what happened? Man, they taught you what it was. I'm telling you. You really clean something. I remember one day we cleaning the walls, y'all. And I'm like rush walling it, y'all. My buddy got they slip and slide out. I'm like, people ain't gonna run that water for hours. But it was gonna be a hot day. Because back in the day, they tell you, ass outside, it's too hot. It's too hot to go outside and have fun. You'll pass out. But anyway, so I'm in there. So now you know that towel ain't supposed to be dripping water. You are not supposed to, damn sure if that water even looked like it started getting dirty from them walls, you better go change that water. Man, y'all, I tried to do a quick trip. I tried to check that water leaking is damn. I'm just trying. Like I said, I got something for you now, baby. We wasn't gonna do the living room this week. We gonna do it today. And you gonna do this whole I said, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Man, I could hear the laughter of the water and everybody playing. And I even heard when I was in that living room hitting them walls, I heard when the father said, all right, y'all, 10 more minutes, we're going to cut this water off. I said, ain't this about a... Now, only water I got that day was the water dripping with bleach. You know what, y'all? Don't get me started. That's how I learned not to half-ass it. You had to learn. I had to learn, don't you half-ass it. Because now I got more work. When you got them glasses. Yes, change that water. Even when let my grandma come in there and be like, whoa, 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 whoa. You about to go downstairs and mop that with that water? You need some fresh new water. And then you try to, look, then this way you try to be a little smart aleck. Like, you said we don't need to waste no water. She be like, we don't waste it because we need it for times like this. And then your grandma will make the water so hot, she got to give you them little plastic rubber gloves. Because if you dare put your hand in there because you got an attitude, you're going to come out skinless. Say, Grandma, why is this water so hot? What are we doing? What are we doing here? What? But my brother, he a lot like my grandma. So my brother will be steaming walls. And then he'll be like, y'all just the pressure cookers around here. But you know what? Sometimes, and people say that about me, like, oh, Danny, sometimes you're like Monk because I have to put things around. But it's not. I'm not as an intense cleaner as I should be because I really should. I really should. I hear it right now, like, have fun Saturday. You got your butt up this morning. You got your butt up this morning. My grandma would have been the type. First of all, she never would have hired any kind of housekeeping to come in because she would have swore they did it wrong. But she would have been the type who would have judged more that they left a footprint in the carpet or something. You know how you walk past and your footprint be in the carpet? She's like, oh, Lord, I just swept the carpet. I just swept out all the footprints. Like, Grandma, we got to walk. But she'd be like, oh, they done came in. See what I mean? They came in and made a mess, baby. They came in and made a mess. Now I got to go get her fingerprints off the door. She just made a mess up in here. She done came in here and she leaned on the wall. Now you going over there and clean up. Like, you just hired her. I need her job so I can get paid to do nothing. And then I come behind her and clean up. Then you got old and say, I make sure my kids ain't never got to do no labor like that. Then one day you're looking at them and saying, they are so lazy. They don't even know what it was like to have real Saturday chores. I was waking my kids up on Saturday like, let's go to the water park. Get your lazy, making them lazy. Get your lazy ass up and we don't even do nothing. I'm going to make the bed. No, see, we make mistakes. Because we sit around saying, oh, I hated Saturday chores. But that helped develop me as a person later. So I can laugh at it now and be like, I'm glad I had that in my life. People so worried about not being their kid's friend. But you got to remember one thing about friends when you're young. All of them ain't good. So I ain't trying to be your friend. I'm not. I'm trying to be your parent. I'm trying to be, you know what I mean, your role model, any of those things. But I'm not, I'd love to say your friend. Now, as you get older, we can go into a friendship because you understand your place and I understand, and I understand yours and you understand my place. And maybe we can do it like that, and then we can have friendships. I'm building friendships with my adult children. And in those friendships now as adults, ages have to come up where we can have real conversations. So it cannot be what you saw it as a child, but what it really was, and let's talk about that. Because some stuff when I was a kid, like I said, if you would ask me, I'm like, my grandma's abusive. She's just abusive. I'm telling you, chores, I'm on my knees. I'm on my knees for hours. I'm talking about floors, walls. Hold on a second. She make you sweep the stairs twice. And then I'm trying to figure out why we doing all that. What's on the stairs? Because we take our shoes off at the door. I'm trying to figure out what's on your socks. What's on your socks? That's why for years I used to walk around barefoot. I don't even want to know why. Something must be on the socks because everything's dirty. But trust me, I grew up in an area you wouldn't dare sit on. Some people come sit on your bed and they hold outside clothes. Be like, oh, I've been outside all day. I've been at the gym. I've been at the... If you don't get your I've been at the everywhere ass off my bed, people do. Spray them. So my grandma would have killed all of us. And then she would have took the linen up and washed it. Y'all ever hand wash linen? You know what? It's Saturday, y'all. I don't want to talk about it. I don't even want to talk about it. I don't even want to talk about hand washing clothes, y'all. Not today. Not today. Oh, we got 13 and 13. 13 is one of them lucky numbers. Never been one for me, but today it is. Thank you, fam. Fam. You can't do lemon at all? And that's funny because one of the things with my bad stomach, sometimes what helps my stomach is lemon. I don't know if it's the acid in it that'll help it because it's weird because it'll help. And then sometimes, like if I'm bagged up in my stomach, like I'm not digesting right, lemon will give me acid reflux. And then I'm like, it's confusing. How's it feeling like I have acid reflux from it? But usually lemon water, like that's one thing. Like when I'm grocery shopping and stuff, I'm always gonna have lemons. I'm always gonna have 100% lemon juice. I'm always gonna have that because lemons really help me a lot. They really do. I don't know what it is in them. It's something with them lemons. They help me a lot. So wow. No lemon, anything. And then I use lemon like on meats. I use lemon so much. Ooh. I squeeze lemon on broccoli, on vegetables before, I don't know. I use lemon a lot. That would be like somebody telling me I couldn't use garlic. I'm like, oh, we got a problem here. We got a problem here. It's a problem. It's a problem up in here because I love me some garlic. Yeah, let me tell you something. My grandma used to say things like, and you know that it was a one time that they thought something was wrong with you if you was bathing. She's talking about like in your like royalty or whatever, and they was wondering about the people that was bathing. And she said, but cleanliness is next to godliness. And it says a lot about you and what you're doing in your life if you're not clean. And you know what? You know how I know she's telling the truth? Because when I'll be in my down moments, like I told you, I'm take 2 showers a day. Hold on, it's my mama. Hey, Mama Mia. Hi. Okay, you parked on the side. I'll come out to the front. I'm ending the live, so I end it and then come on out. All right, bye. But she was right because sometimes when I be in my lowest things, like I said, I like to take showers twice a day. And if it's really hot and I don't have the right airing in my home, I might take them 3 times a day. But when I'm down, some days I just cannot get myself in the shower. I cannot. I cannot. Like when I'm down. But it's a sign that in my but then when I get up and take that shower, I can hear her saying, wash the sick off, wash off the pain, wash off, just watch. Because when you're in the pain, you're laying around that bed crying for days. Something about that shower feel good when you get up. And it don't mean that I don't hurt anymore. It just is something in it. So when I think of cleansing, or when your home is clean, when it's in order, I I'm so with things that people can call me and be like, Danny, where's such and such? I'm like, hold on, where you standing? Because I need to know where everything is. One, because I have bad eyes. So I need to know where everything is. So no matter what, I know how to move around this room in the dark. So even when I'm first moving to a place, there's days that I get up in the middle of the night and I'm going to probably bump my foot up, right? Because I'm going to learn to walk without being able to see up in here. I'm going to learn to move around, how many steps it took me to the door. And so when you're making a mess, you got to move around the mess. You know how you just used to, I threw off my coat, took off my coat, I threw it on the chair, I put this here, I threw that there. When my house is cluttered, my mind is cluttered. So, cleanliness, yes, yes. But guys, I'm gonna get out of here because, like I said, my mom is outside, so that means we're going to see my auntie, my auntie, my auntie. I'm really excited, so I definitely take some pictures. I definitely put up some shorts. I'm definitely gonna do some more music here today. And then today, I actually want to put out a poll question, because it'll be part of one of my discussions tomorrow. Even though tomorrow, guys, I'm supposed to try to do my first day of doing work. I told you my buddy hired me at the restaurant um, to, give me some hours, give me something to do. But we're going to do them according to my eyes. So that's how we'll do them. Just give me some, and I thought that was nice. And I knew that also give my mind a different place. But like I said, I can't do more than my eyes can do. So we'll take that one step at a time. But today, if I don't get back today, maybe I'll see you in the chat. If not, I will definitely, I'll respond to every comment. I'll definitely respond to you there. And if not, I'll just see you in the morning. See you guys. Love you. Thank you. Thank you, Susan. Thank you, Elma Lou, for coming in. Thank you, everybody, for coming by. Heidi, I'm glad you're going to be doing more of the missing. I really, really like that stuff. I really, even if it's a cold case, what people call a cold case on the missing, we still need to know about them, because until they're found, they're still missing. They still need to be brought home. There still needs to be justice. That's justice. And I believe in any situation, when there's no justice, there is no peace. There is no peace. I love you guys. Thank you all for coming up in here and giving some love and loving on each other. And have a good Saturday. Let me hurry up too for my mama call and say, are you still running your mouth on that live? She probably watching me. Let me get out of here, y'all. I'm gone.